Before the overwhelming adoration and cinematic debut of Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale's 1985 classic sci-fi film Back to the Future, John Delorean, engineer and founder of the DeLorean Motor Company, was faced with mounting bankruptcy and was later involved in an operation agreeing to finance the drug trafficking sale of cocaine. In 1984, John Delorean was acquitted by a federal jury, finding that he was entrapped by the government into the trafficking venture. Details of Delorean's backstory are outlined in the Netflix docuseries Myth and Mogul, discussing John's early days as the youngest division head in General Motors history. Today, we are going to discuss 3 commonly known facts about John Delorean's rise and fall from grace. DeLorean's dramatic transformation. Sometime around the early 1970s, John Delorean underwent cosmetic surgery for his jaw to help bring about a more masculine, youthful appearance. According to Gail Sheehy, who interviewed Delorean in 1974, she expressed that at the time, Delorean was going through a midlife crisis when he began designing his now infamous automobile. She continued in saying that Delorean had fully embraced the youth movement culture in the 1970s. He began visiting Hollywood more frequently, became heavily obsessed with fitness, and also started dating his third wife, model Christina Ferrari. Judging from the photos of Delorean as head of General Motors, compared to his time in Hollywood, the difference is quite stark. It is said that with Delorean's transformation came about a rock star-like persona with dyed black hair, big sideburns, and overall swagger and appeal. John became fixated on cultivating his image and remaining a permanent fixture in the Hollywood scene. Big-time investors. Delorean often found himself in debt and desperately seeking more avenues for expendable cash. Late-night talk show host Johnny Carson befriended Delorean in the 1970s and invested $500,000 in the development of the DeLorean Motor Company for what he would eventually deem an ill-fated investment. Though Carson's name was mentioned in Delorean's trial, he was never under investigation or charged with any crime. In 1982, Carson was also arrested while driving his 1981 DeLorean while under the influence. He would later go on to sell the vehicle at auction in 1985. The British government was John Delorean's saving grace, due to their investment of $140 million that allowed John to build his facilities in the North Ireland town of Belfast. It was the hopes that this investment would help bring about much-needed stimulus into the local economy, while also calming tensions of sectarian violence of religious differences. However, due to engineering delays and budget overruns, assembly lines for production didn't start until early 1981. Factory workers were relatively inexperienced in automotive engineering. This often contributed to quality and fitment issues, forcing the company to have quality assurance centers at various delivery locations. After DeLorean's arrest in 1982, sufficient funds couldn't be raised to keep the company alive, and subsequently, the company went bankrupt, and 2,500 jobs were lost. Needless to say, factory workers were devastated. While DeLorean was eventually acquitted, the damage to his reputation and professional standing in the automotive industry was now permanent. DeLorean's estate sues over Back to the Future royalties. In 1989, John DeLorean made a deal with Universal Studios that allowed them to feature the DeLorean car for brand merchandising. John DeLorean over the years would receive 5% of net profits from merchandising and commercial use of the DMC-12 DeLorean by Universal. Universal continued payments through the years until DeLorean's death in 2005, at which point DeLorean's estate did not have any agreement in place to continue to enforce rights. DeLorean's fourth wife, Sally Baldwin, filed a lawsuit in 2018 against Universal, seeking to enforce Mr. DeLorean's rights under the original Universal Agreement. Universal Studios responded to the lawsuit, stating that a representative of the DeLorean Motor Company, now located in Texas, owns all intellectual rights to John's creation, along with John's rights under the Universal Agreement. Universal also stated they forwarded various amounts owed to Mr. DeLorean of unpaid royalties to DMC headquarters located in Houston, Texas. The estate, however, is still demanding the money be turned over with a claim of unjust enrichment. As of 2019, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit upheld a dismissal of Sally Baldwin's claims against DMC Texas over Back to the Future royalties. For John DeLorean, his creation of the DMC-12 was meant to innovate and inspire a new standard for automotive engineering. Although he may have failed in this regard, the DeLorean name has become synonymous within film culture and continues to gain popularity among newer generations with each passing year. It's no secret that the DeLorean automobile itself is more beloved than its creator. However, can any of us truly ever imagine Marty McFly or Doc Brown without a time machine DeLorean? Good thing we'll never have to find out. Thank you, John DeLorean. We'd like to thank you all for stopping by. Please be sure to check out some of our other content, as well as like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Please share your thoughts and ideas about the video in the comments section below. This is Priscilla with Pack Matinee. See you guys soon!